Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we are picking up this series in June 1986. And if you watched the previous video, you'll be aware that I was building the food factory here and also working on the line that's going to connect up the railway, the customs shed to the steel mill. That's finished, but before that I've got a little bit of a cautionary tale to tell you. It's in some ways it's going to be a top tip, especially when you're first starting out, and that is, do not mess with food delivery systems in winter. And just to try and explain to you what happens is, if I come here and run this right back to December, so we get right back to, say, the beginning of December like this. If I show you the population, you'll see there was a decline of nearly 2,000 population, which is the equivalent of almost the entire population of this small town here. If I show you here, we haven't even got enough workers in here at the moment because I'm still recovering from the problem that I caused. And basically what happened is that I wanted to move everyone out of here. I'm not sure why this thinks it needs 30 employees. It should be on 0. What I wanted to do is move the food production from here to here and store all the food up into this warehouse while I actually put another warehouse in here. And so I started tinkering about, and what happened is I don't know if anyone's still suffering from a food shortage here. Yep, there's still 1 or 2 citizens who still don't have food. And what happened is that there was no food in this area, and I didn't notice because I was so busy trying to sort out the distribution offices. And of course what happened is the population started to fall, and of course they had to fall on this side. You can see I haven't really transferred all the population over to this side. So that then resulted in the fact that there was nobody working in the heating plant. So everybody got cold, even more population started to leave. And by the time I noticed, virtually all the buildings in this area were virtually empty. I think it was just 1 or 2 that still had a little bit of population. You can see the population is still very low. And luckily, because I had a population surplus over here, and I also had about 100 plus 21s, and just to kind of illustrate where it goes, if I come to the populations, go back to July, it keeps resetting. It's a bit annoying, this does. But if I go back to December again, go right back to December. I wish it remembered. If I show you the escapees, see that massive spike of escapees and deaths? So you had people escaping and dying at the same time, and you can see what effect it actually had on this population. So what we're going to do is have to put some more people in here, just to get this up. Maybe a few educated people can go in these areas. Maybe a few more in there. Let's have a quick check. So, I mean, I want to leave a little bit of slack in here, but at the same time, I want this area to be pretty full up, because I think what I might do is wait for the over 21s to start to grow in here. So the top tip is, definitely do not mess with food distribution centers in the winter, because the consequences can be dire. And if you think about it, if this would be my only settlement, bearing in mind that if you watch the previous video, you'll be aware that I blew all my money buying construction equipment and then he went bankrupt. And then you can see I've only got back to 346,000 already, which is a bit of an issue. And if I hadn't been able to call on the population here, I could never have bought the replacements. So what effectively would have happened is this small town would have gone into a bit of a death cycle. So you can see that the actual total population here was 2,000. So I effectively almost wiped out the entire population of this small town here. And this is one of the stings in the tail that this game loves to give you. Now the next thing I want to do is actually buy a train, but before that I need to make a change. I think it's in here. What I want to do is, I've switched this so that the dumper trucks are starting to export coal, because I'm going to need money to pay that. But what I'm going to do is switch off that, and then I'm going to remove the steel mill from here. So effectively now I'm going to be moving over to delivering iron ore, but what I do want to do is actually export coal, because I'm going to need the money to pay for the loan I'm going to take out. Also, if you look up here, I don't have a lot of money, and I'm also starting to run out of oil. So the trouble with running large trains is that they can go through your money very quickly if you're not careful. So the next thing I'm going to need to do is sort out the signalling. And what you see here is the line's been built all the way through to here. And what my construction train should be doing is working on these lines. That's 540. That's 540. And that's 539. So what I want to do is set the signals up so that the iron ore train can come down here in 2 directions, and my construction train can work through here building all this lot up. Well, that's the theory anyway. So we should be okay. Oops. We should be okay. I don't want chain signals. At the moment you can see this is all treated as one big section. So what we're going to do is put 2 signals there. This section's finished, so put double signals there. Annoying thing is I'm probably going to have to put a double signal in there. That now splits this section up into there. And what I'm hoping is that if I put double signal there, that will then isolate these 2 separate bits of track. So this will allow the iron ore train to run down this very bright neon green, and the construction engine to work that way. The only possible conflict we're going to have is building into here, because once I get to building these sections, it's going to delay the iron ore train. Right, the next big question is, how much money do I need? I think I've got to turn this train loose. Wait. So we're going to get our oil train out and running. In fact, I'm just going to speed the game. Now, I'm going to keep it on slow for the moment because I just want to keep track of what's going on. Because I don't want this to run out of oil. Otherwise, that would just then disturb everything else. Right, so back to here. I have to buy rubles, electronic locomotive. So we're going to need about 600,000 for the loco. And we got 70 odd thousand for the hopper trains to carry the iron ore. Question is, how many hopper trains do I want? I mean, I don't really want to go too big because, again, it's the cost of actually doing this. So if I show you here, not alone. So I mean, iron ore's cheap, but it's still 60 odd a ton. So that's going to be what? 10 tons is 5. So 100 tons is going to be 5,000, isn't it? So if I come into here, that's better. I think because I went out and come back, the tooltip didn't work. So maybe 5 trucks, 300 tons. That'd be what? Well, maybe we could go to 6. That'd be 60,000 a pop for each load. And of course, the other problem I've got is that this storage up here is, how big's the aggregate? No, they're here. So, and this is going to have 2,000 tons in it. So we're going to put literally 2,000 tons of ore in here, because we can't share this and restrict it to the train. So we're going to it's going to cost a lot of money to get this up and running. Also, the other thing I want to check, sorry, the digression, I want to get the expansion road crew operating on this, because one thing we're going to have to export is both steel and components to pay for all this. So what did I work it out at as? I think maybe about 1.5 million should do it. Yeah, I think we're going to borrow about 1.5 million over 2 years. Maybe. Let's go to 1.6 million. And we're going to borrow the money. So that gives me just short of 2 million to cover the setup costs and carry me over to such time as I can export the components and the steel, make some more money actually. So let's just get this set up. Electric locomotive. What we got here, this is empty weight 82 tons. That one's a bit more powerful than that one, so Maybe we'll go with that one. Cargo wagons. What was it? We're going to have 6 of these. That means it would be 360 tons. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So look at that. I did have 2 million. What we're going to do is come over here. Sorry, we're going to have to scroll over. I'm going to pick you up there. You're going to pick up iron ore. And you're going to deliver to here and unload iron ore. I mean, we could restrict the amount that is picked up, but I think for the moment we'll just keep it going. I think now we can speed the game up a little bit. Right, let's see. I'm hoping that I've got the signaling right. I'm pretty confident I have. Yep, look, this is coming down, this is going up. This is exactly what I wanted to see. That was a bit of a near miss, wasn't it? Of course, it's going to take a little while to load this up, so I think while that's loading up, I'm just going to look at what I want to do in this area. I was building roads here. What I want to do now is going to have to be very careful. I'm just going to remove this and this, and of course we're going to have to remove the roads. Just make sure we don't break it. And then what I want to do is put in here a large warehouse. Question is, can I fit this in? Oops, no. Can I get that? Yeah, it's gonna have to go that way, isn't it? That's annoying. I don't think there's much I can do about it. That bit. I'm not totally happy with that, but I don't think we've really got much out of choice, really. It's gonna have to come in like that. And I think this guy doesn't have any jobs. I deliberately kept them on small jobs over here so that they'd be able to focus on getting this connected up. Now this is going to be more of an overflow warehouse rather than a long-term storage, because my idea for the distribution is that we're going to bring all the crops up, or not crops, food up into here. We're going to store as much food in here as possible. So what I might do is increase this even more. So that guarantees food supply to here. And then we're going to use this as a distribution warehouse, probably out of the road cargo area here, to supply food to here, and also more importantly to Bridge City. Has my train delivered any? Yep. So we are now in business. And just make sure. And over here, what I've done is the dumper trucks that were delivering the iron has now been switched to exporting the coal. And see if I can find one that's actually doing something. And there's only 3 of them. Yeah, and you're now carrying coal. So let's have a look here. Exports. Yeah, so we're now exporting a little bit of coal. That's something I do need to do, because we're going to need to make money very, very quickly. And see now. Yes. Of course, we're going to be consuming a lot of coal here, running the steel mill. So we're going to get in here. Oh, look at that. The steel does flow forth. And say what we're going to do is get this built, which is the next priority job, so we can make components. And of course that means that we're going to need to do the necessary adjustment here to use up these components, and then move our construction offices over to this warehouse. What's this set up to? 65 tons of, that might be a bit much. So I think we go to 32 tons for the moment. and we're just going to store components in there. And while that's building up momentum, see how quickly my money's going down. Just going to check over here. Things are just trundling along over here, not doing much else. We got some work going on the school and the kindergarten. We're just literally still building this area up. We've got nobody in here, and we've built this here, but of course we're going to need to get some machinery in there. But I want to make sure that I completely stabilize the economy over here first. So you see the point, I'm down to 458,000. We've only got 294 tons in here already. So this is going to be a very hungry system, which could bankrupt me very, very quickly. And the oil train is, I think what we're going to do is we're going to send you back to the depot. So we're going to need to export steel. How much steel have we got? Yeah, so at the moment, because we're building so much, and of course they got this building here needs steel as well. So I think for the moment we're just going to absorb the costs until we've got this built. Because in some ways I'd rather export the mechanical components as opposed to the steel, because let's have a check the prices. Right, steel we can sell for 2,000 a ton. Mechanical components we can sell for 3,881 rubles per ton. So my preferred export is going to be mechanical components, because one, we're going to make a lot more money there from that point of view. In fact, but what I do need to do is check where is it, mechanical electrical components. Yeah, so 22 tons of steel turns into 15 tons of mechanical components, which is slightly more than half of the steel. So yeah, so we will lose a little bit on the differential, but I think we'll be okay. So here comes the train again. So at the moment, let's just check the economy. Yeah, see, well, we lost a fortune. But what we need to do is make this, once we get past this month, what we need to do is be able to make this turn into a profit. At the moment, power, bitumen, clothes, getting 15,000 tons of coal, and what were it? Bitumen, iron ore. So we've got 1,000 tons in it. It cost us 64,000, so that's not bad actually. Okay, so we've now gone into the new month. Make sure. Yeah, you're holding it. As long as this is full, I'm going to be quite happy to export the coal. Nearly there. Because we're going to have to buy some trucks. Where? I need a medium distribution office. What are you exporting? What do you export in the way used by the covered holes? Large custom. You're actually importing the mechanical components, so I should stop. We're going to have to stop that. What we can do is add you to the process, and you're going to pick up mechanical components when it's more than 10% full, which is, now how many tons of mechanical components have I got in here? I'm storing 11 tons, so 10% of actually, so if we increase this to say 55 tons, okay, This is where I've got to be a bit careful so that I don't mess things up a bit. So you're going to stop importing mechanical components, and you're going to pick them up if it's more than, now I think we'll stay at 10%, and then you're going to export whatever's there. Ah, look at that, see, there we are. Look at this. This is exactly what I was hoping for, and everything's flowing in here. Now I'm not going to move the construction offices over to the new warehouse until all these have been used up. I might need to do is adjust this. In fact, I wouldn't mind another covered hole in here. Let me just see if what have I got in my. Are you here? Yeah, you're a refrigerator truck. Okay, so we're gonna have to buy a covered hole here. That's an open hole, isn't it? Yeah. What am I exporting as an open hole? Oh, crops. You're still kind of bringing. Why are you bringing crops in? Where are you getting the crops from, actually? Oh yeah, small farm. And you're unloading them at the small barn. Okay. Right, we're going to buy a covered hole. Okay, and I want lots and lots of crops coming in here. 12. Not crops, what am I on about? Components. You can carry 6 tons. You can carry 6.5 tons. I'm going to get you in there. The problem is, see, all my steel here is being snatched by this place. But it's dumping lots and lots of. And this is what I want to do, because eventually this will fill up, and then this will stop stealing the steel. And what was this again? We go to 20%. Are we starting to export? Oh, we haven't made any sales yet. Okay, there you go. You're going for crops. Yeah. Where are you? You're there. You're probably a little bit of a waste of time. You're there. Why are you? None of you are actually. Okay. Where you go? Why are you not picking up from here? It says this is full. Hey. Or is it just the fact that they're confused with the... So you're delivering food to there. I'm wondering whether this is a waste of time having these in here. Yeah, I mean, I'm dual rolling the covered holes. Okay, we're going to need to try and sort this out a little bit. What we got here? This is a fence depot. Oh, we haven't picked up anything here at all yet. I've got a feeling I'm just going to have to put in another specialist export distribution office, because this is just not working. Because, well, just have a check. Just turn to optimist. No. So what we're going to have to do is put in. We got a little bit of space here. You can see I'm running out of money. How's the? Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it's not even keeping up with the demand. So really, we probably need a second train. We've got 22 tons of steel. Oh, you can see how quickly we are going through this. I mean, it's great for the supply of the city, but think what we're going to have to do for the moment is send you back to the depot as well until I get the whatever. I've got to get this distribution sorted out. Distribution office, and what we're going to do is put you in here. Brayton Road Crew. Yeah, they've picked up on that. See, these guys aren't picking up anything at all. I'm sure I've got this set up right. Oh, It helps if you actually tell the customs office that you want to sell it. And we're going to stop. Maybe I put it in the wrong one. If any of you noticed it, I felt being shit. Was reaching for the comments, so I apologise. Okay. Right, I think we're going to be cooking now. Looks like they're all on the case here. It's quite strange though that these guys are picking up. What's probably happened is, yeah, we got 17 tons stored in here. So in some ways, what I need to do is reduce that down to 16. Because we've got 17 plus 16 is 34. Yeah. Right. I think we cracked it. I'm still going to build this small distribution office here, just in case. And this is going to consume all my steel. Right. Well, we're going to have to get the steel train running again. And we're going to have to see if we can get this in balance. Yeah, look at this. Wow. We may need a second iron train at this rate. We should be okay. Right, we got that built. Question is, this is built now, so we can assign you to Pristinish construction office. That's going. Yeah, how's the population? So the population is building back up again. I need to keep an eye on the food situation over here. Because, oh, how much food crops have we got in here? Yeah, we're doing quite well for the crops, but you can see we've already started harvesting. Let's just go over here and see how things are going. Yep, everything is flowing in here. Now we're going to have a bit of a surplus here, so we're going to have to be a bit careful. Because, I mean, we're in August. How's the silo here is filling up? So we started selling components. Yes, look at that, 95,000. So last month we made 83,000, but you can see how narrow the profit margin is. So we're going to need to keep at exporting these. This is going to be our big money earner. And so I think hopefully if we can get this into equilibrium, that'll be okay. I need to keep an eye on the oil situation. Yep, so we're good. I think I can now start to switch my attention to this area here. Right, and just give you a bit of an update over here, because of course in the last part we laid out the mega conveyor belt over here, and I'm not sure I really want to get this online. I think I'd rather focus very much on this area up here and try and get this working. We've got the school, we've got this here, got a little bit of food in here. over here is going to be a bit of a gulag, in the sense that what's probably going to happen is that as when I send population out to here, they're going to suffer a little bit and leave. So we'll probably have a little bit of a constant drip, drip, drip of population from here, because I'm pretty sure that we're going to be quite limited on the amount of food we can actually bring out here. I think what we're going to do is just buy foul tree capacity, open hole. Oh, no, what did you destroy? We've lost the power station. It's done it again. That means we got no power here. I mean, this happened to me before, and that's going to be potentially devastating, because that's going to stop working. Okay, pause. I just love you, game. I'm just going to have to take you out. What was built here? I think it was a through transformer, wasn't it? And it wasn't that one. It was freeway. Not that one. It was this one, I think, we had built here. We're going to have to put you in like that. Actually, this we'll just knock you down, trim you back that way. Oh, one thing about this game is you cannot relax at any time. The moment you think you've got everything under control, the game does things like this to you. Just going to hook you up there. Put the power cables in there, except, and then of course we got this low power cable here. I don't remember which one this one actually is, so I think it's, well, it'll soon tell me, because it, okay, and we're just gonna start construction. You on the Volna road crew, you can go to, cannot construct because it won't connect until I've built this, because this is part connection, it's not connected to each end. Okay, this could have consequences, because of course we won't, this has got no power supply, so that people can't use the gas station. What happened to my fire crew? I just wonder whether they're not far enough out. Oh well, that's the way it goes. There's nothing I can do about it. It's all part of the challenge of the game. Right, so we're actually recovering money at the moment. So a quick look. Yeah, 60. I mean, look at that. Cannot store. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to see. If you run out of components, no, you still got 18 tons. So at the moment everything's for export. We're getting a little bit of steel building up. That's looking good. There's the population. Everybody happy over here. Children can't go to school. Kindergarten's okay. Gymnasium. And people are being able to get to there. Yep. So it's just a little bit of a glitch. How's the population over here? All building up again. Everyone's happy. Yep. And we got no over 21s, which is a good sign. This is fun. Oh, let's check our train. See what he's up to. What does my train think he's building? Nothing. Because it got to this junction, and he decided that he couldn't work out what he needed to build. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on him. We've got a few more blocks in there. Whoops, thank you, game. That was yeah, so effectively the train can't keep up with the production, but that's okay. As long as we're turning it into cash and doing things, I'm going to be happy. I think on the real end up over here, we can't do much at all. Although I've got my construction office here that's just doing things. But I think at the moment I'd rather you be working. Have you got any jobs? No. What are you doing? No, you can't work on everything. Actually, what we can do is now assign you to there. This is all. Oh, I don't want to construct it. I want mechanical components, electrical components. Oops. Wrong one. You there. I don't really want to send these guys all the way out there for asphalt and concrete, but this is more of a, I suppose I've really got no choice at the moment. It's a long way for them to come, and I'm not sure that they'll actually get there. And I think worker wise, we're going to assign you, I mean, you don't have any buses anyway. We're going to assign you to there. And let's just see. Suppose all my excavators have gone out to do work. Yep. Should have known that. You have it. You must have an excavator in here somewhere. Yes, you've got an excavator. Don't tell me that's out of range. Oh, if that's out of range, that's gonna no. This could be annoying, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I just need to get up. I need to get Bridge City up and running first, and then we'll deal with that later on. I think we're just going to keep everything going here for the moment. And what we got here, we got 150 in here. That'd be 300 people. I think we're going to assign you to Bridge City and expansion as well. I think I'm going to need all three of these up and running. So we're actually making a lot of money. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that, 181,000 from the mechanical components, and of course we're not importing them now. So that's looking good. I'm happy with that. Maybe I do need to get the chemical factory up and running. What have you got? No, not technical services. Do you have any jobs? No, you don't. I mean, what I could do is allocate this to you. Let's do it this way. I'm going to allocate that, and what else do we get in here? That. I mean, they're not going to get very far, but they'll be able to do the groundworks. Right, and I want this warehouse built before we do anything else here. Actually, I think we could give you another small job just to keep you busy. I think we can. Of course, one thing we can do now is build the conveyors, because we've got mechanical components, which means we don't spend a fortune having to import stuff. Yep. I think what we're going to have to do is reduce the workforce here. I'll put the workforce right down to say about, put it down to about 40. You're a little bit too efficient. We've got plenty of oil there. Anything we're not producing at the moment is an oil surplus, a fuel surplus. Because this, I'm starting to suspect that this small refinery can't keep up with the demands of the city. I mean, we got plenty of fuel there, but it's only 144 tons. And you've got to remember, this is supplying it fuel to the entire city. So maybe I need to think about the oil refinery. Ah, see, I knew. Go back. What we can do is we come in here and cancel all the jobs. That makes the train disappear. Right, so we need to sort the signalling out here. What we probably need to do is change that to double chain, and you to a double. So you can come in there. That comes into there. This can go down both sides, and that's both sides as well. So these are all going to have to be the chain signals, and hopefully that will solve the problem. Okay. Are you finished? Okay. Problem now is going to be is that no, they won't cross over into here. So what we're going to have to do is put in some more signals. I'm going to split that off there, and what we're going to need to do is put in two-way signal there, and then that will allow the chain signal to work so that they don't overlap. Should do anyway. This chain signal we can ignore as the track doesn't go anywhere. Actually, what I could do, because it needs to go up that line there, come back, and this one needs two-way on it as well. We'll have to see if that works and see if it gets stuck again. Ha. Yeah, I should have known. Okay. So that's probably slowed up my production, but that's okay. We're looking good. We got over 1 million, and things are holding together. Right, we now got to. What I want to do is build this third block. So we're getting a nice pile of prefabs in here. Effectively, what will happen in the next video, we're going to be populating Bridge City, trying to get things going a little bit. Maybe if I can't remember what distribution office is working was sending food to be down here. Maybe if we push that up to 50%. Load. What's the close situation here? I don't want too much in the way of close up here. Maybe we're just nope. Just reduce the close and keep the food there. If we can get a bit more food in there. And of course, one thing I'm not going to be sending out here is electronics. So this is going to be a bit of an experimentation area there. How come I've got 5.16 tons of crops in here? Right, let me just get back over to here. Have you guys built anything yet? Sorry guys, I'm going to get a bit impatient here. Oh no, he's rolling that out properly. So get this finished. The farm actually brought in all the crops, which is quite surprising. That I'm not sure if we. No, we're not picking all the crops up. See, this is the problem. Assign you to this one. No. Building is already assigned. I think they're still picking up. It's So it's just this one out here that... Okay. It's built. Get the stream of construction crew out here. Of course, we've got to get this power line here. You guys are going to be exclusively working on this area here. We have to start trying to asphalt some of this stuff out here. Right, this is built. Now the question is, do I keep picking up from here, or do I Because this has only got the one road. Right, who's assigned to here? This is this distribution office. I think what we're going to do is move you to there, and you're going to pick food up from here. And what that will do is keep this factory going flat out now. And to be honest, if I create a large surplus of food here, as long as it's enough to get me through the winter, I'm not going, because technically the entire output from this area now is supplying food to my settlements. The crops up here are more focused towards running the clothing factory, and that looks like we've got surpluses out here which are still being picked up. Yeah, we've got lots of surpluses out here. In some ways, we got the money, so let's just add another covered hole to here. 10 tons, I think 10 tons. Get you out there. How are you guys doing? Yeah, concrete. Yeah. Are you still quite happily doing that? Yep. Just keep laying in the track there. Got the mechanical components are going. I say we're not doing great for steel, but we'll be okay. Yeah, that's where we're going here, over 1 million. I'm very tempted to pay off a little bit of my debt. That was it. How much have we got? How much have we spent so far? So amount owed 1.3 million. Maybe we'll pay off 300,000. So we only owe 1 million. What's 1 million between friends? And of course another area that was affected was here, because a lot of the workers working in this area actually come from this area, so they actually affected the production of boards and prefabs, which didn't help the situation very much. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part we will be definitely focusing on moving our population into Bridgend. You can see we've now built the 3 sets of flats, and I'm just curious before we go, I've got an excavator in there. Can I build a... No. So what we're going to have to do is fudge the road out here. They like that. Beat that, and hopefully I'm going to be able to assign this to this road crew. I can't, I'm in trouble. Yep. And then what we'll do is we'll build we can't get the excavator out here. What we may have to do is build a small construction office here, which will allow us to move out and build things. Alternatively, what I'm going to have to do is just build the roads the best I can over the landscape. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, Enjoy your gaming.